Hank Weiss, 5'10", 173 pounds from Provo, Utah. Donny Raines, 5'10", 160 pounds.
Walt Bayless against Pedro Sawyer.
Hank the Vice Weiss, Donny Raines.
There's a storied history between the Pedro Sawyer gym and the Walt Bayless guys. I cannot wait to see this fight.
Hank the Vice Weiss is a master of jiu-jitsu, trains at Pedro Sawyer.
They've been trying to make this matchup for quite some time. They're both really good jiu-jitsu guys.
Hank's one of my buddies, actually, and it's a pleasure to be able to fight him, but I'm going to shut him down.
In our main event tonight, Donny's the major, most skilled. Raines, I'm excited about it. It's the ultimate combat experience coming right at you.
Really, I'm just going to take control of the fight, try and stay on top.
Trains at Pedro Sawyer.
Walt Bayless against Pedro Sawyer.
Walt Bayless, hey, this kid is one of the best.
And tonight we're bringing two of them together.
Mike, you said it at the very beginning of the night that this is one of the most anticipated matchups. I know I've been looking forward to seeing Hank Weiss get back in against anybody, but to have him against Donny Raines, this is going to be a good one.
Well, it's highly anticipated for several reasons. One, these two are really the representatives from each of their camps. Hank Weiss is the top fighter out of the Pedro Sawyer gym. Donny Raines is the up-and-coming guy out of the Walt Bayless system. And they're both great guys, and so they've got a lot of friends. They've got a lot of people that support them. This is going to be a fun match to watch.
Said before I was wrestling alligators, they got soft on me. Changed my diet a little bit. That's about all I've done. It's nothing big. I'm just trying to get some more power, so I eat like a bag of nails every day, 2 to 3 pounds. In the evening, I make a power shake, and that's simple too. What I do, I blend up some firecrackers and a little battery acid. My diet's my key right now. I think I have the advantage in almost every aspect. You know, I'm bigger than he is. That's about a first for me. So hoping I can overpower him. Our submissions, I think we're about the same. Really, I'm just going to take control of the fight, try and stay on top. He asked for me. I'm honored that he considers me a worthy opponent. We've trained. Nevertheless, it's time to go to school.
Well, Hank sent in a message, and it seems like he changed his diet, and he's even getting funnier on us.
You know, we're going to have to start putting disclaimers on here. We started the night with cayenne pepper, and we ended it with battery acid and firecracker. Please, these are not recommended diets if you want to be a fighter, or alive for that matter. Here's Donny Raines.
Hey, you know, Donny Raines, again, I think Hank summed it up. He's a great kid. He's got a lot of respect for this kid. He's an up-and-coming fighter. He's really trying to make his mark in the sport, and I think if he sticks with it, he will. He's got a fine instructor, Justin Ellison. Donny Raines, a class act.
5'10", 160 pounds, out of West Valley City, trained in the art of jiu-jitsu.
I've just been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of sprint running, a lot of grappling rounds, a lot of kickboxing rounds. Actually went and worked with Adam a little bit. Did some kickboxing rounds, so just working everything, stand up and on the ground. My game plan is to keep him frustrated with punches, try to stuff a couple takedowns if I can, and just try to keep it on my feet, frustrate him. Just want to say, Hank's one of my buddies actually, and it's a pleasure to be able to fight him, but I'm going to shut him down tonight.
Well, Donny's coming out to win also. I'm kind of excited for this.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. And we've seen, you go back to Hank Weiss, we've seen him on both sides of a real technical fight and then falling victim to punching when he took on Josh Berkman. We'll see which tack he takes tonight. I'm guessing this is going to be a more technical fight against Donny Raines.
Well, as Hank said, this is one of the first times he's ever not been the smaller opponent. He's usually given up a lot of weight, and he does that because he likes to challenge himself. But he's given some weight, or he's got some weight on Donny Raines, and surely because Donny Raines is a very well-respected fighter.
I'll tell you what I like watching these guys that are so well-trained in jiu-jitsu is just the thought process that goes on. Like even right now when they're in the corner tied up, both of them trying to decide where that next advantage is going to come.
Kind of a tentative start here. I'm seeing Donny throw knees, but I'm not really seeing him throw a lot of power behind it, and I'm sure that's partly due to the fact that he respects, Hank Weiss's ability to take him down so much.
And you can almost see the wheels turning on Hank Weiss. He says, all right, if he throws that knee one more time, I can grab it and then try and throw him over. He ends up on the short end of that stick.
Hank Weiss is awesome with that head throw, and he just misses it, slips off the top of Donny Raines. But man, when he throws that, he threw Berkman around the first time they fought with that thing several times.
I'm not sure he had enough room to do it there in the corner, was part of the problem.
I remember he did it to Jeremy Haskell, one of the prettiest throws we ever saw back in round one. Oh, he's got a triangle choke on here, it looks like, and he's trying to cinch it up there. He's got Donny Raines in a lot of trouble.
He's got that foot all the way up into the crook of the knee there, and this might, you said again,
Donny
there's a
Raines
tap.
Yeah, that was on, and it was on tight. Donny Raines is not going anywhere.
And Hank will help him stand up, and Donny knows he got himself caught in a tough situation. We've seen guys try to put on that triangle choke before, and you said, you know, if the fighter does it right, it's a very, very tough hold to get out of.
Well, man, the way he was so sneaky about putting it on. He went on, stuck that thing on fast, and he stuck it on tight, and there was just nothing Donny Raines could do about it. You're going to see here in your herbalmuscle.com combat cam the way he sneaks that leg around there and cinches that thing up like a cobra. And he's done. Donny Raines is done now.
I don't think you could see it from this angle, but on the other side, Hank Weiss was using his hand to pull his foot right up in there and cinch it up tight. And Donny knew at that point that there wasn't anything left he could do. Hank is sporting a little bit of a raspberry there on his left eye. Happy to show Donny that he popped him once that way. But congratulations, by submission. There's your winner tonight, quicker than I think most of us would have liked to have seen it happen. The Weiss actually clamps it on pretty tight. Hank Weiss is your winner of our main event.
There'll be a dance floor out here. You've got the opportunity to
battery acid is the diet of choice.
Here's our post-fight comments by Aarone Risk Security.
We're with one of my favorite fighters, Donny Raines. You come out, you look good, threw some punches. What happened out there?
Just fouled up, man. When I got down, I just started thinking about punching. I didn't feel like he had the ability to submit me with my background, but hey, man, he got me, you know, so maybe we get a rematch again, fight a smarter fight. Hank's tough, though. He's a nice guy. He's a hell of a guy, so no bad blood here, nothing.
So you're going to train harder, come back, fight again?
Oh, yeah, I'll be back, man.
All right, good.
I got Densley's number right now.
All right, good luck.
Get a rematch.
Let's see what Hank had to say here, sponsored by The Keyhole.
Hank the Weiss, I think you put all the doubters to bed tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I got that. That's the first for me.
You got caught with a shot, but people said that you're winning, but you haven't really faced any formidable opponents. Donny Raines is widely considered one of the better Walt Bayless guys, and you came out and made short work of him.
Hey, Donny's the toughest guy I fought in Ultimate Combat, the best skilled fighter. I got the lock on. I like to put on the show. I wish we could have put on a better show. I don't want people to think I couldn't do a triangle choke, so I had to lock him. We went for the lock, lost the rock tonight.
We've seen one of everything from him. We've seen arm locks, we've seen bombs drop, now we've seen the triangle choke.
That's my first triangle.
What's left?
Flying ninja kick. I'm gonna do it.
Well, we look forward to seeing Hank the Weiss and his flying ninja kick, man. Great job.
Well, Mike's already on the record saying he expects this one to be a good matchup. And Kyle Burgess is a guy we haven't seen fight in a while, but he is a good one. And as you can tell, is in great shape for just about any fight.
Well, when we first started this tournament about a year ago, Kyle Burgess was one of the big guys that stepped up. He's out of Griffin Reno's Walt Bayless gym, and he was highly anticipated to be the guy to beat. And then he came out and got beat by Hank Weiss, and then the rest of the story where Hank Weiss is a superstar now, but Kyle Burgess is a great fighter in his own right.
Yeah, I'm from Walt Bayless, but I'm actually training in Colorado now because I'm in the Army and they deployed us out there. I actually train with Hank Weiss now, so I just hope it came to fight because I did. So
can't go wrong training with Mr. Weiss.
In Hank's Hammer House over there in Colorado.
He is 5'8", 176 pounds, and in great shape. His opponent, Aarone Sawyer.
Aarone the Destroyer Sawyer has also seen his share of time in the ring with Hank Weiss and got beat just like Kyle Burgess did. But Aarone Sawyer kind of took a different road, man. He took that as a determining factor. He came back, he's been training real hard. Feels like he's got what it takes to step in with these guys.
He's 5'11" and trains, as you can see there, at the Ultimate Combat Training Center. And also a kid that can take a lot of abuse and just keep fighting.
Well, first of all, I never stepped in the ring wrestling-wise or anything like that. I've been much more of a street fighter than anything. I've been training at the Ultimate Combat Arena, and I can't say much, but if anything goes planned how I got it planned, you're in for some trouble in that. Destruction is coming. I hope you're ready for aggressive behavior because this is the most aggressive it's ever going to be.
Well, at first he wasn't getting much respect due to his impersonations, but now Now Rodney, I'd have to say, has come a long way. Excited to see him.
I think that's the first time I've heard any fighter refer to it as aggressive behavior, but we'll see if it pans out for him here as they get underway with round number 1.
You know, Aaron Sawyer, again, we talked about, he fought Hank Weiss before, and he didn't really do really well, but he said he'd worked a 12-hour day that day. His arms were just jello when he started the fight. He didn't have the strength that he's used to having, and those that have rolled around with this kid, Josh Berkman and others, say he is one of the strongest kids that they've been in the ring with. So we'll see how it works out tonight with him having a fresh body and ready to go.
You see Kyle go for the takedown, and now Aaron Sawyer just relaxed, sitting there looking and thinking about what his next move might be. Neither one of these guys really trying to do much of anything at the moment.
Well, for a guy who's his second time in the ring, Aaron Sawyer was showing great poise right there, looking over to his corner, waiting for advice and actually paying attention to them. I'm really impressed with this kid, how far he's come in such a short period of time.
Sawyer putting on some of that aggressive behavior he was talking about right here. As long as Kyle's going to leave that head exposed, he's going to take the opportunity with that right hand to throw some bombs.
Looks like Kyle Burgess is satisfied to work the body here, which will definitely come into play later in the fight. You tear that body apart and it takes away your power. But Kyle Burgess landing some pretty big headshots in return.
But again, Aaron Sawyer, you mentioned, only in the ring for the second time, and he's showing a lot of skill here in keeping maybe a more trained fighter within his guard and taking the opportunity to do some damage while he's on his back.
Well, you saw a moment ago Kyle Burgess trying to do a neck crank on Aaron Sawyer. That's a move that's going to work on a novice guy that's not really that strong, and I think maybe Kyle Burgess may be taking this Aaron Sawyer kid a little bit for granted, thinking maybe he could put a kind of, in my opinion, a cheesy move like that on him, and Aaron Sawyer having nothing to do with it.
You see that we're about halfway through this first round now, and remain in the same position we started after Kyle Burgess attempted to make the takedown here.
You know, I'm impressed with how well Aaron Sawyer's blocking shots. Every time Kyle Burgess comes up and throws something, Aaron Sawyer's doing a pretty good job of deflecting it and not really taking it on full force. And this coming from a really good fighter in Kyle Burgess.
Yeah, and the one thing I would say about that is it looks like Burgess is a little predictable here. He'll start to raise his head, so Aaron knows there's going to be a punch to the head, and then after he throws one to the head, he immediately goes back to the rib cage. And so Aaron's got opportunities to block it. And now Kyle Burgess trying to stand him up a little bit.
Kyle Burgess being rather patient. I would like to see him trying to work out of Aaron Sawyer's guard more than he is. He's kind of satisfied in leaving his head resting on his chest there and taking some shots as a result. He's working the body. He's being patient, but hopefully this will pay off later in the fight for him.
20 seconds left in the round here, and Kyle Burgess, almost as if he knows he needs to show something to the judges in case this goes to a scorecard, gets a little more active toward the end of this round.
Yeah, he did pick up the pace a little bit here, but again, I'd rather see him working to get out of his guard than just throw these shots to the body. You want to improve your position first and then go for a submission.
There's the end of the first round, and neither of these guys looks to be hurt. But again, I'm impressed, as you were, Mike, with Aaron Sawyer's patience here.
Yeah, and very relaxed, very comfortable, it appeared. Pulled Kyle Burgess into his guard, and it seemed to me like he landed more shots than Kyle Burgess did, even though he was on bottom here.
There's our Priority 1 combat cam with some of the action from that first round.
That was a big shot.
And here's where I thought we were going to show you where Kyle Burgess tried to stand him up a little bit, and we're underway with round number 2.
Looks like Aaron Sawyer's sucking a little wind there a little bit, but Kyle Burgess shooting in on him again. Aaron Sawyer defending the legs nicely. Puts on a front chokehold here.
Boy, he's really got his neck cranked too.
Well, he sure does.
Well,
looks like Kyle Burgess is tapped.
I said it looked like a tap.
And then took a cheap shot after.
Wow. That's very unsportsmanlike.
He tapped, and then he took 3 or 4 more punches after he hit tap.
You know, I think why he's upset is that he had tapped, and I don't think Lonnie saw it, so he felt like that maybe he was still getting cranked on after he had tapped, and so he kind of made him upset there.
My interpretation was that he's just mad at himself for actually making a mistake and putting himself in that position. But
he's so mad he left the ring, didn't want to talk to us. You can see he's tapping there, and I don't think...
Yeah, they weren't really punches, were they?
No, those were taps, and he's upset. He thinks that Aaron Sawyer was still squeezed on his neck after he tapped.
All right, so Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer is your winner, and I don't know whether we're going to get a chance to talk to Kyle Burgess or not. He has left the ring. Here's our post-fight interview, sponsored by Global Marketing Alliance.
All right, let's say it with me, the crowd together. Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer. What do you got to say, Aaron?
Hey, I got to give a shout out to all those trainers at the Ultimate Combat Arena. I wouldn't be winning right now if it wasn't for them. You know, they took a chance on me, and I'm not letting them down.
Hey, you know, your opponent wouldn't give us an interview, a post-fight interview. He was a little upset. I don't want to use the word, but you say it for me. What's going on?
Well, sounds like a whiny ass to me, but hey, you know, that's how it goes. That's the storybook. It's been wrote. The tale has been told.
Well, there you have it. From the Destroyer's first win, he's a happy man. We'll see you next time, Destroyer.
Yes, we will. We'll be here.
And I don't know, we're going to have comments here, sponsored by Skaggs Public Safety Uniforms and Equipment.
I'm over here in the red corner. You'll notice we're missing something. Kyle Burgess left the ring, man. He wouldn't stay, he wouldn't shake hands, wouldn't get his. Well, Aarone Sawyer got his hand raised, and he left. He won't do his post-fight interview. So all I can say, I can speak for him, is I don't know what happened. More of the Ultimate Combat coming up.
These guys as they square off tonight inside the ropes of this Brawls of Fall, and Dirk, the Hammer-Ass Howatt.
Hammer-Ass Howatt trains at my gym. This guy has no fear. He gets in the ring with a pro boxer we have out there, Shane Heavy Runner, and squares off toe-to-toe. He gets on the mat with Mike Colby. He goes at it with the best there is. He's going to step in the ring tonight against Uncle Fester.
No.
Hammer-Ass is a proto-Germanic word for hammer. That's it. My punches are like a hammer. They hurt. And I haven't actually hit someone with full force with these punches, so I'm kind of ready to see what happens with them. We've rolled around a few times. I was a little bit out of breath, a little bit out of training then. A little bit better shape now. We'll see how it goes.
You know, with that bandana, I'm going right into the 80s. It looks like he's doing his best Brett Michaels from Poison impersonation.
Yeah, I still think instead of Hammer-Ass, Howitzer would be a much better nickname for the guy. He's taking on the Destroyer tonight, Aarone Sawyer.
There's Uncle Fester on steroids. Hey, Aarone Sawyer, a good friend of mine. He knows I'm just kidding, but he sure gets mad when you tease him.
Mike Colby's got sparkles on his shirt.
It's a sparkly night tonight.
I might test him out and see how his punches feel. And if they hurt me, I'm going to take him down to the ground. And I already wrestled him at UCTC, and he gets tapped out pretty easy. So best bet for him to stay up on his feet. I'm ready to go. So Dirk, destruction's coming, bud.
I like that. I'm going to feel how his punches feel.
I've never heard anybody say that. I'm going to take a couple of his best shots. If it hurts, I'm taking him down the mat.
That's the mentality of a fighter, Tim.
Well, you better hope those first two don't hurt that bad, right? 3 3-minute rounds, and we're underway here. Boy, this Howitt's a big guy, isn't he?
He's a big kid. He's long arms, and
he borrowed John Stockton shorts tonight.
He's not so big that Aarone Sawyer couldn't lift him up and take him right down to the mat, however.
Karl Malone's cup.
I almost think he might have been a little sprung right there.
I'm at a loss for words here.
Timber!
He's putting on the squeeze on Aarone Sawyer's head right there, and Aarone Sawyer said, I'll have none of that.
Aarone Sawyer's got him in a half mount and happy just to use that right hand to pummel the head of Dirk Howatt.
He is punishing this kid. He doesn't want to put any dead time in the fight here.
With that camera angle, I would say he had enough wood with damn the Mississippi.
He's got a nice chokehold on here. It looks like a shoulder choke. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. Looks like he's leaning too far forward with it. He's got to cinch back a little bit.
He did throw that other leg over from the half to the full, and now he sits up and he wants to start taking some bigger shots right to the face of Dirk Howatt.
Howatt's taking some big shots here. Looks like an arm lock on the way, and looks like he's going to lose it. He lost it there.
Boy, he had it locked on pretty good, too.
He didn't have it tight enough. He didn't have it high enough in his crotch, and he didn't cinch it up very good.
So Dirk Howatt with a nice reversal, and now he's got himself in a side mount position. We'll see what he can do with it. His corner encouraging him to use his elbows to the midsection. Now he starts going to work there.
Both guys are throwing downward elbows here, which is actually the point of the elbow you can't use. And Aarone Sawyer throwing a couple knees from the bottom there, and Howatt having to block those off.
Yeah, he's got that right arm occupied now, trying to defend himself from the knees, so that takes a little pressure off of the side of Aarone Sawyer.
Sawyer looking to turn in and pull him into his guard.
I think both mouth guards now are on the mat, aren't they? That's the second one I've seen come rolling out of there.
Not much going on here.
No, I think they're both taking a little recovery time after quite a bit of action to start off this first round. We're about a minute left in round number 1.
Aarone Sawyer pulls guard on Dirk Howatt now. He's got him in his guard, and he looks like he's got almost a front choke on, a guillotine choke.
trying to arch his back, and
did.
there's the tap.
There's the tap. Look how it just tapped out.
So it didn't take much there toward the end. After all of that action, it was a simple guillotine choke that ends it.
You see that big takedown where Aaron Sawyer just dropped him to the mat here on your herbalmuscle.com combat cam, and then there's your choke from the guillotine, or your tap from the guillotine choke.
Pretty good action on both sides, though. A couple of guys we'd like to see some more of, and I'm sure we will. Aaron the Destroyer Sawyer walks away with victory tonight.
Uncle Fester, the big winner tonight. Doing it for the Adams family.
Here's your post-fight interview, sponsored by, again, The Keyhole.
Dirk, I've seen the two of you train at the gym before. What happened tonight?
Well, I was trying to do some, keep him standing up, but he took me down. I tried to sprawl out of it, but it was a ground game. I'm pretty much a kickboxer. Need to practice with sprawling a little bit more, keep him standing up and knock him out.
And our post-fight interview with the winner tonight, sponsored by Global Marketing Alliance.
Good job, brother, but you got to hit the shower, son.
I stink now. Thanks a lot, Dirk. Thanks a lot. But I told you destruction's coming, and you got it, bud. You didn't show me nothing. You didn't show me nothing, dude. Go hit the train. Go train, man, because you need it.
Sawyer.
Hey, Aaron Sawyer was somewhat of a victim of circumstances. He was sitting in my office signing up to fight in round 5 when Hank Weiss called and says, I'm going to be in town, man. Can you find me a fight? And Aaron Sawyer said, I'll take it. So
I just been hitting the heavy bag, just getting ready. You know, I'm ready for some destruction. They don't call me the Destroyer for nothing. I'm going to try to keep it on my feet. If I got the choke, I'm going to go for it. It's no holds barred. We're ready to go. Destruction's coming, bud.
You know, guys, I have a feeling he's not going to get any respect being the Rodney Dangerfield lookalike that he is.
Well, I always wonder when they say, they don't call me the Destroyer for nothing. Who's they?
Yeah.
Isn't that a name you gave yourself? But he's going to have to earn that title tonight against a guy that we talk up a lot, Hank Weiss.
Well, he deservedly so. You know, Aaron Sawyer's a physical-looking kid, but we've seen Hank Weiss take apart some real physical guys. Hank the Vice, they call him, and he is one tough kid.
He spots about 20 pounds, but you won't notice that when he steps in the ring, I guarantee you. Trained in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Just going to go in there and do the best I can with the training I got. I'm going to stick with my A game. If I feel like I got the upper hand, I might try and stand up, but I can't determine that right now. So I got 3 words: run and hide.
You know, guys, like Mike said in one of our previous shows, this guy's a real cucumber.
Yeah.
Boy, we are already underway here. This should be a good one, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds, or 3 3-minute rounds rather. And believe me, if you haven't seen Hank Weiss fight in a while, you're going to see a whole new fighter here.
You know, Hank has really spread out his game. He used to be just kind of a grappler that'd take you down and submit you, but boy, his stand-up has gotten better, and so has just about every other aspect of his game. He's kind of in a tight spot here. Sawyer's got a pretty tight grip around his neck, but Hank Weiss isn't going to tap on something like that. He's going to work around to the side here and look to gain control. You know,
I say this, and I could be wrong, but you tell me, Mike. I kind of look back to the night he got beat by Berkman. Really changed the way he fights when he gets in the ring.
He's a completely different man since that night, and he's much more aggressive. He's much more entertaining to watch. His fight game has gotten so much better, and I think he went back to the drawing board and said, you know, I just want to get better at every aspect of my fight game.
Now, this is one of the few times you'll see Lonnie Foster step in because the ropes got in the way, and we'll reset and come back out here in the first round between Aaron Sawyer and Hank Weiss.
Hank Weiss got his swim trunks on today.
I think they're both ready for the pool.
Yeah, actually, they both got the pool trunks on today. Hank's real tough with that body. The bear hug there. He's going to take Aaron Sawyer down. I'm sure he's squeezing the middle of the back. And he's like, oh, nice. Picked up a kid 20 pounds bigger than him and took him down. Hank's going to be real patient here, work his way up and look to isolate something for submission.
Yeah, this is where Hank likes to be, and as we said, has added a few things to his arsenal as of late, and we'll see if those come into play here in just a minute. But this is really where Hank Weiss is most comfortable, when he's down on the ground and right now in a superior position to Aaron Sawyer.
Hank's one of those guys that's even more comfortable on his back, but he's gotten better at being on top as well. One thing that we're looking on Aaron Sawyer, his conditioning might be a little bit suspect. He's been doing a lot of hanging on so far, and that'll take it out of your arms quite a bit.
Well, I saw a little bit of hesitation there on the part of Hank Weiss. He started to throw a punch. Well, no hesitation now. He's just going to sit and wait for opportunities. This is kind of interesting, isn't it?
This is another thing that we've seen Hank Weiss do now. He's getting a little bit more into the showmanship. He's being patient. He's picking his shots. He's a lot of fun to watch fight now.
Now he's
nice arm lock on.
Gets off of that full mount position to get an arm lock on, or arm lock rather, and he's released it.
Let it go. I think Hank's taken to not only beating you but embarrassing you. But he had that arm lock on, could have finished it right there and said, you know, I'm not done with this kid yet.
Well, and that's the change we were talking about in Hank Weiss, because those are the holds he used to look for to end matches, and now he's let it go and he's back on his feet, and he'll go toe to toe and throw some punches.
And I think he can tell this kid Sawyer's a tough kid, but not in his realm as far as talent's concerned. He throws those big looping punches, and Hank Weiss is going to stick and move. He's going to tattoo you with some shots and then look to finish you.
And they find themselves back outside the ropes
Looks
again.
like Aaron Sawyer just tapped out there. I think he just out of gas. And quite frankly, he's probably getting embarrassed a little bit. Hank Weiss was just out showing it.
Boy, I turned my head for a second, didn't notice what happened. I thought they were just resetting to bring him back in.
Lonnie tried to reset him, and then Aaron Sawyer just said, hey, I've had enough of this.
All right, so he's had enough. Hank Weiss, a little grin on his face, giving a nod to the crowd, and picks up a victory here to get the Ultimate Combat experience underway for another night.
It's a nice way to get things started. Hank Weiss showing his stuff.
What's up, baby? Once again, you had him in that submission, and then you let it go and said, "Get back on your feet, pal."
Yeah, no. This sport's gotta grow. I love it. I want it to grow. It's gonna grow. If it's gonna do that, the fans gotta love it. That's too easy. Like I said, the Weiss can lock you. The Weiss can rock you. You can't go with the big cats. Get out of the jungle.
Hey,
Get out.
Show these guys once again how too easy. Show them the too easy.
Too easy.
You said there was going to be some destruction in the ring tonight. Looks like he brought all the destruction. What happened?
Well, he's a little bit more skilled of a fighter. He looks like he's a little bit more trained than I am, and he's a soldier. You know, they run for life. That's what they do for their job. You know, I just need to get on it. I need to run. I'll be back, dude. I will be back.
Yeah, he trains jiu-jitsu. He does all that. You're just a street fighter. Are you going to be back?
This is my first fight, and I think I did pretty good. I almost had him in the chokehold, and that was his forte. And I just about got him on his own job, so I'll be back.
Hank Weiss, 5'10",
Been hitting the heavy bag, just getting ready. Just been hitting the heavy bag, just getting ready. You know, I'm ready for some destruction. They don't call me the Destroyer for nothing. I'm going to try to keep it on my feet. If I got the choke, I'm going to go for it. It's no holds barred. We're ready to go. Destruction's coming, bud.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Just going to go in there and do the best I can with the training I got. I want to stick with my A game. If I feel like I got the upper hand, I might try and stand up, but I can't determine that right now. So I got 3 words: run and hide.
He's got his swim trunks on today.
Part of Hank Weiss, he started to throw a punch. Well, no hesitation now. Weiss, because those are the holds he used to look for to end matches, and now he's let it go and he's back on his feet, just resetting to bring him back in.
Lonnie tried to reset him, and then Aaron Sawyer enough of this.
All right, so he's had enough. Hank Weiss, a little grin on his face, giving a nod to the crowd, and
He's a soldier. You know, they run for life. That's what they do for their job. You know, I just need to get on it. I need to run. I'll be back, dude. I will be back.
Yeah, like I said, the Weiss can lock you. The Weiss can rock you. You can't go with the big cats. Get out of the jungle. Hey, Get out.
I've been training at the Ultimate Combat Arena, and I can't say much, but if anything goes plan how I got it planned, you're in for some trouble in that. Destruction is coming. I hope you're ready for aggressive behavior, because this is the most aggressive it's ever going to be.
Due to his impersonations, but now Rodney, I'd have to say, has come a long way.
Burgess comes up and throws something. Aaron Sawyer's doing a pretty good job of deflecting it and not really taking it on full force. And this coming from a really good fighter in Kyle Burgess.
He's really got his neck cranked, too.
Well, he sure does.
Well,
Kyle Burgess is tapped.
I said it looked like a tap.
And then took a cheap shot after.
Wow. He hit tap.
You know, I think why he's upset is that he had tapped, and I don't think Lonnie saw it, so he felt like that maybe he was still.
Destroyer tonight, Aaron Sawyer.
His Uncle Fester on steroids.
All right, let's say it with me, the crowd together. Aaron, the Destroyer, Sawyer. What do you got to say, Aaron?
Hey, you know, I got to give a shout out to all those trainers at the Ultimate Combat Arena. I wouldn't be winning right now if it wasn't for them. You know, they took a chance on me, and I'm not letting them down.
Hey, you know, your opponent wouldn't give us an interview, a post-fight interview. He was a little upset. I don't want to use the word, but you say it for me. What's going on?
Well, sounds like a whiny ass to me, but hey, you know, that's how it goes. That's the storybook. It's been wrote. The tale has been told.
Well, there you have it.
I might test him out and see how his punches feel. And if they hurt me, I'm going to take him down to the ground. And I already wrestled.
Well, you better hope those first two don't hurt that bad, right? 3 3-minute rounds, and we're underway here. Boy, this Howatt's a big guy, isn't he?
He's a big kid. He's long arms, and Howatt's taking some big shots here. Looks like an arm lock on the way. And looks like he's at front choke on a guillotine choke.
He's trying to arch his back, and there's the tap.
There's the tap. Look how it just tapped out.
Thanks a lot, but I told you destruction's coming, and you got it, bud. You didn't show me nothing. You didn't show me nothing, dude. Go hit the train. Go train, man, because you need it.
Hank Weiss, 5'10", 173 pounds from Provo, Utah. Donny Raines, 5'10", 160 pounds.
Walt Bayless against Pedro Sawyer.
Hank the Vice Weiss, Donny Raines.
There's a storied history between the Pedro Sawyer gym and the Walt Bayless guys. I cannot wait to see this fight.
Hank the Vice Weiss
is a master of jiu-jitsu, trains at Pedro Sawyer.
They've been trying to make this matchup for quite some time. They're both really good jiu-jitsu guys.
Hank's one of my buddies, actually, and it's a pleasure to be able to fight him, but I'm going to shut him down.
In our main event tonight, Donny's the major, most skilled. Raines, I'm excited about it. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
Really, I'm just going to take control of the fight, try and stay on top.
Trains at Pedro Sawyer.
Walt Bayless against Pedro Sawyer.
Walt Bayless, hey, this kid is one of the best.
And tonight we're bringing two of them together.
Well, I've been looking forward to seeing Hank Weiss get back in against anybody, but to have him against Donny Raines, this is going to be a good one.
Well, it's highly anticipated for several reasons. One, these two are really the representatives from each.
Said before I was wrestling alligators. They got soft on me. Changed my diet a little bit. That's about all I've done. It's nothing big. I'm just trying to get some more power. So I eat like a bag of nails every day, 2 to 3 pounds. In the evening, I make a power shake, and that's simple too. What I do, I blend up some firecrackers and a little battery acid. My diet's my key right now. I think I have the advantage in almost every aspect. You know, I'm bigger than really. I'm just gonna take control of the fight, try and stay on top. He asked for me. I'm honored that he considers me a worthy opponent. We've trained. Nevertheless, time to go to school.
Putting disclaimers on here. We started the night with cayenne pepper, and we ended it with battery acid and
Do not try this at home.
firecracker. Please, these are not recommended diets if you want.
Remember, we did it to Jeremy Haskell, one of the prettiest throws we ever saw back in round 1. Oh, he's got a triangle choke on here, it looks like, and he's trying to cinch it up there. He's got Donny Raines in a lot of trouble.
He's got that foot all the way up into the crook of the knee there, and this might, you said again, there's a tap.
Yeah, that was on, and it was on tight. That
got himself caught in a tough situation. We've seen guys try to put on that triangle choke before, and you said...
Yeah, I had to lock him. No, we went for the lock. Lost the rock tonight.
We've seen one of everything from him. We've seen arm locks. We've seen bombs drop. Now we've seen the triangle choke.
That's my first triangle.
What's left? What's left?
Flying ninja kick. I'm gonna do it.
Well, we look forward to seeing Hank the Vice Weiss and his flying ninja kick, man. Great job. Adam.